Hi everyone, I think it's working. I almost made the same mistake that I did a few weeks ago, but I think it's working. Hi, how is everyone tonight? First of all, thank you so much for being here. If you can hear me and see me okay, may you please say so in the chat. um, I would really appreciate it if you could just confirm. Oh, thank you, Linda. So you can hear me and see me okay. Good. Had a minor momentary panic attack when I thought I pushed the wrong button, but it looks like everything's okay. Oh my goodness. Hi, how are you doing tonight? My name is Sarah. Yes, I'm a coffee drinking tea leaf reader. Thanks so much for being here for our Monday weekly evening visits, hangouts, catch up, whatever session, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to be doing a weekly tea leaf reading for this week. So let me just get caught up in the chat here and get myself set up here in the background. So I use my phone to stream and a laptop to look at messages in the chat. So I just need to turn off messages on my phone because I'm very short-sighted. Okay, so I can actually see them better on the computer. Let me just get myself set up here. Okay, so I popped in a few minutes ago in the chat. I know, Linda, you're watching. Hey, Linda, thanks so much for being here. I love your little emojis. Linda is our famous note taker. So thank you so much for all your help, Linda, and thanks so much for being here. I hope that I don't give you writer's cramp again tonight. Nicole, hey, thanks for being here as always. Nicole's one of our beautiful mods. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Is it Ria? Ria? Ray? Thanks for being here. Apologies if I'm not saying your name correctly. And then Holistics. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Good to see you as always. Dragonfly, you're here. Thanks so much for all of your help. She is one of our other beautiful moderators, Dragonfly and Nicole. I'm just getting caught up here. Oh, okay, Ria, I hope I said your name correctly. Well, thanks so much for being here, and thank you for confirming that I said your name correctly. I try my best. Jennifer, well, thanks so much for being here, Jennifer. Hey, awesome that you were here. Thank you so much. So yes, we are here. Okay, oh, Gypsy Raven. Oh, hey, you're back. You were here on the Thursday's live stream. Thanks so much for being back here. That's awesome. Good to see you again. That's nice. See, I have the best people here. The best people are always here in the chat because I'll get into my quick little note or little housekeeping notes. I'm just going to boil water here in the background. So I'm going to be very stereotypically Canadian and apologize right away. Sorry for the background noise. I'm just boiling the water again. But we go through our little housekeeping notes before as we get the cup ready, as we get the tea leaves ready. Yes. So we have two beautiful moderators here tonight. So that it's Nicole and Dragonfly. So I always like to give you ladies a shout out because I can never do this without you. So as far as I'm concerned, everyone in the chat is a moderator in their own right because you help keep everything nice and clean and good and happy. But we do have our beautiful moderators and they really make sure that everything is working very smoothly in the background, especially when the laptop is turned away. Whenever we do, when I begin reading, we turn the, I say we because to me we're all doing this together, but I turn the laptop around so I don't see the chat, so I'm not inadvertently distracted. And Nicole and Dragonfly allow this to happen, so they keep an eye on everything. So all of that to say, let's give a big round of applause and thank you to Nicole and to Dragonfly for being our beautiful moderators and keeping everything running away tickly boo and keep allowing this to really happen. So thank you so much, ladies, for your help as always. Gypsy Raven, day off work. Oh, well, that's wonderful. And see, this is what I mean. Like everyone's chatting in amongst themselves and chat amongst themselves and you just have a great time. And I'm so happy. Everyone here is amazing, in my opinion. So is everyone ready for this week's tea leaf reading? It looks like it's going to be, well, last week looked like it was going to be pretty crazy. It was, for me anyway. And so we're going to be doing another reading for this week. Awesome. So I have tea. I use different kinds of tea from my own experience. I use different kinds. Awesome. Thanks so much, Dragonfly. Well, I have, you're the best. I'm using right now. We're using black tea. This is from a bag actually. This is like regular. Where's the bag? Just regular bagged, like loose, like bag tea. Bagged tea, just like a regular. So that's what I'm using tonight. Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Linda, for the reminder there. Hey, Steve, thanks so much for being here. Good evening to you too, sir. Thanks so much for being here and taking time out for everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy workday and evening here to hang out with us. That's awesome. Thank you so much. So we have an awesome crowd here tonight. So yeah, we're using regular bag tea. That's what we're doing. Sabrina, hey, thanks so much for being here. Sabrina here a couple weeks ago too. Excuse me. A bit of a it's quite damp where I am right now, so I'm gonna be a little bit a couple times here in this live, I'm sure. Hope you have a great week. Oh, thanks so much, Sabrina. I hope the same for you too. Hope everyone has a really good week. Last week was insane, crazy here. Sabrina, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you to say. Well, you are the best too. I think we're all amazing. That is so sweet of you to say. Thank you. I'm just happy that everyone enjoys the tea leaf readings and and that I can talk and that you find it to be helpful. Makes me feel good knowing that I'm, doing something that people find to be helpful. So it means a lot to me that you say that. So thank you so much. So yeah, last week was crazy for me. I hope everyone hung in there. I don't know what exactly was going on energetically, but something major was going on. But we'll see what the universe would like us to know for this week, and we'll look at the tea leaves and see what the universe would like us to know, some insight as to what God wants us to know for the week ahead, for this week. 9 weeks ago, 100% accurate. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for saying that. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you so much. It's not me. It's all comes from the boss, but thank you so much. I'm so happy that you find it to be helpful. Thank you so much. It's why I love doing what I do. And this is why we go live. I love going live. I was always doing pre-recorded tea leaf readings. And then I did a pre-recorded as a premiere, like I used the live premiere function, which was like super cool because we all got to chat in real time. And then I was like, you know what? I just felt compelled, guidance, whatever name or names we use, to do lives. So we've been doing lives now for a few months now, I think. Hasn't it been a few months? I think it's been a few months now. I love it. Thanks so much, ladies. Thanks so much. Yeah, so we won't be doing, I do offer, I'm just getting the cup here ready in the background, so as we're chatting here away, on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m., so Monday evenings, obviously 8 p.m., we're doing a general weekly tea leaf reading, and then on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern, all times in Eastern, we do, sorry, 1 second, just have to reach over here. That's when I offer viewer readings. So I offer three free, say that 5 times fast, 3 free 5-minute tea leaf readings. So they really are like a taste test of tea leaf readings. The shortest amount of time that I offer for private readings, and I certainly do offer private readings, but for shortest time that I offer, like the shortest like length or duration of a reading that I offer for tea leaf reading is 15 minutes, 5 minutes. So these 5-minute tea leaf readings really are a taste test, and they're something that I like to offer just as a goodwill gesture, just as a way to offer my help if people are interested. So that's on Thursday evenings. So if you like to have one of those, like a quick 5-minute snippet reading on Thursday evenings, we go live, and that's what we do. So you're most welcome to head on back here on Thursday evening. I've actually loaded that live already in the schedule, like under the live tab. So that should be populated in there already. So you should be able to see it. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do on Thursday night. And as always, I'm going to be taking pictures of the tea leaves from tonight, like the general weekly tea leaf readings. I take pictures of the tea leaves afterwards, and then I post them. Sorry, 1 second. And then I post them in my community tab after. So I aim to do it the night of. Usually it's between the night of and the night and or the day after. And I do it that way so that you can actually see the tea leaves. Just for your reference, I like to do that. So I'm just pushing the leaves back down into the cup a little bit. I've put the hot water in. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to turn off my notifications. I didn't turn them off. 1 second. I'm just going to, that should take away that noise. Okay, that's better. There we go. Just pushing the tea leaves down. So I know everyone in here, you're all old hat. You know all of this anyway. But in case you're new to tea leaf reading or never heard of it before, or you're watching now in the live or you're watching the replay, quickly describing tea leaf reading. So tea leaf reading is a divination tool, which are divine tools, ways to ask for and receive divine guidance. Tea leaf reading is one of them, one of many different kinds. And the way that I describe tea leaf reading, the way that I describe it is, it describes the qualities and or characteristics of events and or situations which are likely to occur. Big mouthful, But that's the best way that I can describe tea leaf reading. Images are formed by the tea leaves in the cup. They can all be literal, symbolic, and or both. And I relay what I see to the best of my ability, and we go from there. That's tea leaf reading in a nutshell. Okay, so I'm just checking the consistency here. So please feel free to keep chatting amongst yourselves, even when I do turn, oh my gosh, do turn the laptop around. Okay, consistency is actually pretty good. Just gonna swirl. Just getting the cup ready. Push the leaves down the back again here. So as a quick disclaimer, I have a big long disclaimer in the description box below, but I like to say this anyway. All readings that I do offer are for entertainment purposes only, so it really is a take what you will, leave what you don't. This is a general weekly tea leaf reading, so some, none, or all information in here may resonate with you, and that makes complete sense because this really is a general tea leaf reading. It's a general reading. Okay, here we go. Now, my screen on my phone is quite tilted, just the way that it is. On my ring light, which seems to be holding steady right now. So I do, it's straight here. It looks tilted on the screen, but it is straight. So I do have my mug. I have my side plate here. I'm just going to upturn it. 1, 2, 3, turn it over. Then going to rotate the cup about 3 or 4 times. Clockwise. Always, always, always clockwise or sunwise. Always. Okay. Get it ready. I will aim to have this reading posted tomorrow. Sometimes I'm delayed in doing so, but I am going to aim to have this recording posted tomorrow, so you will see that come up when I do make that live. It takes a little while in the background for it to process, and then once it is, then I can go in and I can change the description and then repost it. So I will be making it public. So I will be doing that likely at some point tomorrow. But I will post the pictures as soon as possible. So how is everyone doing? Is everyone hanging in there in this crazy, crazy time that we're currently in? The weather's really calmed down where I am in southwestern Ontario. It's gotten a lot milder, actually. Okay. In case you're wondering what I'm doing right now is I'm just gathering any excess liquid that is draining out of the cup. This prevents pooling in the base, something that I like to do, and that prevents any pooling in the base, like I said, which therefore will change or can change images which are in the leaves already. I just like to try and do that. Sometimes takes longer than others. Okay. Okay, everyone. Is everyone ready for this week's tea leaf reading? So as a quick reminder, another quick reminder, I do read chronologically. That's just how I've always done it. So it's now, on the way, and later. So for us, in this case, since this is a general weekly tea leaf reading, the rim is a present situation. So this is like now, basically like now being Monday. Around the middle is around Wednesday, and the base is this weekend heading into next week. So now, on the way, and later. Okay, everyone ready? I'm now going to be turning this laptop away or around so I cannot see your chat at all. So everyone, thank you. Looks busy. Yes, Linda does. Okay, so before I turn around, thank you so much for that reminder, Linda. So these are the tea leaves. I'll take pictures and post them as soon as possible on my community tab. And I do like to update my community tab quite a bit. So, oh yeah, it does look busy. Jeez. Oh, wow. Yeah, crazy. So ready. Me too. Okay, everyone, here we go. I'm turning the laptop around. My beautiful mods. Here we go, Dragonfly and Nicole. I can't see the chat now. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, everyone. Note paper in hand. Let's go. I'm gonna aim this for this to be around 20 minutes or so, approximately. But no, last time we went way over, but we'll aim for approximately 20 minutes or so. Okay, here we go. What time is it here? Okay, perfect. I do go quiet sometimes. I can talk in super speed, but I also go quiet when I'm really focusing, so just in case you wonder. Let's take that, so yeah. It's 1, 2. Okay, so I use examples a lot or, like, metaphors or analogies a lot, and I use gold, silver, and bronze quite a lot when it comes to the rim, which is describing right now. So I would say, or entertainment purposes only, that there's, like, one main event or situation taking place right now that is, like, more important or more significant than the others. So we have, like, 1 gold, 3 silver. I would say in 2 bronze. 2 bronze. So one main event or situation taking place, which is the main there's one main event or situation taking place right now that is more significant than the others. Then there's 2 main events. No, there's 3 silvers, so 3 other smaller events or situations also significant, but not as significant as the main one. And then we have 2 much smaller events or situations taking place right now, which are not very significant. But I like to say, in case it does make sense to people or if it does resonate with you, does apply to you. Yes, I use multiple words to convey the same thing sometimes. Okay, yes, Linda, this does look like a busy cup. My gosh. Okay, so I don't really remember past readings. I just really don't generally. Whoops, that was me. But I have to go back to last week's and see what came through then. Okay. We're in for a busy week, I would say. All right. So, give me a minute here. Quite often, we have one main event or situation which is shown as like essentially like a vertical line, more or less, like a column. And we have that, but we have a variation of that, and then we also have a secondary event. So in other words, we have 2 main events or situations which are being shown here in the cup. It's kind of rare for me to see 2, but sometimes it does happen, and this is one of those times. One of them is much, much more significant and complex. There's a lot more involved with that one than the other one. So we do have 2. They are related. It may not. It's one of those situations or scenarios or circumstances where it doesn't look like they are related, but as the time progresses, we look back and we go, "Oh, now I see how it's related." So I would say that we sort of gain that awareness, generally speaking, around Wednesday or Thursday thereabouts, and we go, "Oh, now I see how those 2 things are connected. Didn't see how they were related, but they are." One of those situations. Okay, so the main event or situation does comprise altogether, I would say, about a quarter of the cup. So it is significant. It's also a very unique situation. So I'll do a very quick overview, then we'll go into we'll go into more detail. I'll top it away just a little bit more. Okay. Let's begin at the beginning. So in relation to the main event or situation, we're going to look at this right away. So I say it's unique because it is unique. Usually it's like one solid, more or less, vertical column. This isn't the case. It's comprised of, I would say, essentially 2 different sections. One section is more like, yes, we know where we stand, and yet we don't at the same time. There are surprises, and at the same, like, that's what I mean by knowing and we don't know. And also thoughts and words, conversations, ideas, conversations, things are up in the air and being discussed along those lines. So surprises and conversations, that kind of scenario, generally speaking, overall. And at the same time, there's another situation that is comprised of essentially, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I'm going to say 4 to 5, depending on your take of it, 4 to 5 other smaller parts. In and of themselves, but they are part of the overall scenario. So this is one of those situations I'm actually going to show you because it's a little bit in depth here. Okay, 1 second. Just going to grab a pen over here. Okay. So if you look here, sometimes this is, I don't often do this, but I am here. So this is the main event situation that I'm discussing here. I think it may be showing backwards, but anyway. So here we have, this is like the main event here. And then, but this is all part of the main eventer situation. And this is like, things are up in the air, and yet we have surprises. Over here, we have this other secondary scenario. It's all part of the same event. It's all part of the same thing. It's just that it's separate in and of itself. So this whole section here is separate in and of itself, comprised of 4 or 5 smaller events or situations or aspects, parts, whatever word you want to use. That's what I'm referring to. And then over here, cute little happy face there. This is the other secondary event or situation, which is also taking place around the same time. And we do see that it is related because you can see how it sort of joins with each other around Wednesday or Thursday. But this is what I wanted to show you because, yeah, quite a unique scenario. Okay. Having said that, that continues on, this whole main eventer situation, whatever it is, I would say it begins tomorrow. It does continue throughout the week and into the weekend, and I would even say most likely heading into next week. Now, I get excited when I see surprises. Surprises to me are leaves tightly grouped. You can't really see what's going in them. You don't know what's happening inside of them because it's such a tight grouping. I am usually excited when I see that. And I would say that this is what what I'm seeing in the base. So whatever is happening now will continue, just to reiterate, will continue on through the week, into the weekend, and heading into next week. And whatever is happening this weekend, there's a lot of unknowns. We're just not supposed to know right now, hence the word surprises. So we'll see what happens. But it looks like this weekend it will be extremely hectic, extremely busy. A lot of conversations, a lot of things up in the air. Knowing, and yet at the same time, knowing where we stand. It's just that we don't at the same time. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, let's get into more details. Okay, so this main eventer situation begins, like I said, most likely tomorrow, being Tuesday. There are there's 2 main surprises. There's not surprises. There's 2 main opportunities which are being presented, I would say, around tomorrow. Which are new opportunities, thoughts, ideas, things that have not yet happened as yet, but they're being contemplated or they're being presented or talked about in some way, shape, or form. There's one main one, and it is related to another one, but the second one has 2 parts to it, or are related in 2 ways. So that's kind of neat. It's opportunities that just haven't happened yet, but they are being discussed, conversed. That is part of this whole overall main eventer situation. The main idea that's being presented, I would actually say that it is one main idea, but that main one, I know it sounds convoluted, but it actually has 2 parts itself. It's just that the second one that does have 2 parts, but they are distinctive parts. So the main one, the main idea, the main concept being contemplated, opportunity that's being contemplated, has forward movement involved, person, place, or thing with the letter L that's involved, as well as prosperity, abundance and prosperity. That is fast paced, it's moving, like there's fast pace, there's movement with it. Yeah, it's fast paced. There actually may be either some connection between messages, communication, action, momentum, life force, vitality, those kinds of qualities present in that scenario in and of itself, and or there's a connection with a house. So it could be something as simple as buying a bath mat, for example, to thinking of moving, something along those lines. Getting things organized, tidied up, sorted out, straightened up, whatever word or words you want to use. It is a happy scenario. There we have a small little happy face. I will take happy faces, whatever size. It is a good scenario. There's someone involved. I'm not reading for anyone else, but there is someone involved, like a helpful individual. Um, I don't know if this is a man or a woman. I cannot tell that for sure, but there's a helpful individual. And I would say that there's likely open communication between two people somehow is involved in this whole scenario. Likely learning in or acquiring knowledge in some way, shape, or form. I mean, this could literally be taking an online course, taking a course in some way, shape, or form, but there's this acquiring knowledge that's involved. And a project, working with other people, doing something creative and new, which would make sense because this is part of the new opportunity that's being presented. Being presented. Yeah, looks good. It's a good scenario. I would say that there's a very small reminder here for perspective or perception, glass half full versus glass half empty mentality, or way of thinking. There is stability that's being presented as well. So it is a stable situation. There's stability within it. A new idea, a new concept, a positive change in some way, shape, or form as well. A new opportunity. That seems to be very clear here. Taking a leap of faith involved in the situation may be maybe an element that's involved, but there also may be okay. A pregnancy doesn't always mean a pregnancy. When in TV feeding for myself, if I see an image of someone who is pregnant, that could be literal, symbolic, or both. So there may be a pregnancy or children involved in some way, shape, or form, and or just simply referring to the fact that this is a new creative pursuit, something that's new, a new creative project. There's creativity that is involved in this whole scenario. It looks positive. It looks good. Looks celebratory. Looks good. Very small reminder here for us to take some time out for our own self-care, but I would say it could be that and or just simply the acquiring of knowledge. So it's whether that's reading, writing, taking a course, teaching a course, whatever it may be, whatever the scenario is, but it does involve acquiring knowledge, learning knowledge, education in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Now that opportunity specifically does lead to that other like 4 or 5 part smaller event or situation, that whole aspect, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. I want to keep going here. So that 2-part opportunity that's also being shown does involve stability in some way, shape, or form. It does look good again. Does also look positive. We have a small abundance and prosperity that's involved again. House. So something either from buying, for example, buying a bath mat or a picture frame to thinking of moving, something along those lines. House and or home is significant. There may be positive changes regarding that. There also may be literally someone who is a Scorpio who is involved and are the qualities or signs or elements of Scorpio. Like I'm no astrologer or a numerologist, don't pretend to be, but there's either someone likely involved who is Scorpio and or the qualities and or characteristics of Scorpio. So positive change, introspection, going within, things along those lines. But I would say more likely positive changes. Small change, but a good change. Letter W involved in that as well. Keep seeing a house. This is the 3rd time I've seen it in the same vicinity. So there is definitely a significance, I would say, regarding that. Multiple instances of small abundance. So whatever that may be. For example, I'm using examples here. You're walking along the ground and walking along the road and you see money laid down somewhere else. You get a phone call that something good happened. Things along those lines. Smaller instances of abundance all happening at the same time that are all involved in this whole scenario. Okay. But there's action and there's momentum. Things are happening quickly with that. Okay. So let's look at the main part of the main event. And for reference, these are just happening, like these are likely happening like tomorrow, I would say. Okay, so this whole main event does begin kind of small in and of itself, but then it does grow and it does expand again. I would say, excuse me, around Wednesday, that's when it really begins to really take form. There are some conversations taking place, I would say likely tomorrow, especially. Positive change, so there is a change that's being presented, as well as letter L, again, person, place, or thing. Abundance and prosperity, it's like multifaceted, lots of different things associated with or aspects involved in that one instance of prosperity. Something really good taking place. Again, the sense of going within, learning, acquiring knowledge, connection with yourself, which is connection to source. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. Letter J, person, place, or thing. Somehow that involves a small conclusion. If you are thinking of moving, again, this is generally speaking, I would say it's on the way. It's just not quite ready to happen tomorrow, like Tuesday, but it's on the way. Again, forward movement, not being held back, going for whatever it is that you want to have, a happy scenario. There's happiness regarding that, as well as action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. Courage, the qualities of courage, life force, vitality. Again, going for what you want to have, positive changes. Those qualities being present. Letter E, person, place, or thing. Again, we have a letter L, person, place, or thing. It's acquiring of knowledge, learning, education. Receiving communication, receiving something tangibly. So we may get something in the mail, or we get a note of some kind. We're given something tangible, like we're given something. Receiving some kind of news. Now, if it isn't tangible, I would say likely it is tangible, but if it is not tangible, then it's receiving communication in some way, shape, or form, likely through electronic communication, whether it's text message, phone call, whatever, something like that. Okay, so carrying on. But receiving good things, though, as this week starts. Letter S, person, place, or thing. Small instance of prosperity, abundance, and prosperity. So something positive would be happening, I would say, like around tomorrow. And it involves letter S, person, place, or thing, likely a person. And it's like a seed has been planted and now it's beginning to grow. Letter I and or letter L. Letter E, lots of letters. Letter C. There may be some smooching, but I won't go into details. If so, that instance has the letter K involved, and we will move on. Okay, there's also this unconditional love, support, loyalty, and commitment, protection, companionship, guardianship that's present as well. There may be like a very, very, very small instance of communication where there may be like a little blip in the radar in terms of communication, but I mean, there's just so many other things happening. It's this whole perspective situation. Whole perspective at glass half full versus glass half empty. But overall, it does create a very unique sense of, very unique sense of abundance and prosperity. And it does involve, again, the qualities of unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, companionship, guardianship, things along those lines. And then again, as we go further down the cup, around Tuesday, again, things are looking positive. We have another happy face, forward movement, positive forward movement. It's a magical time. It's unique. There's something magical and unique taking place at around that time. It's different. Receiving 4 pieces of, I would say, good news, 4 pieces of news. It's just a very unique scenario, almost like standing within our power, being open to new opportunities that are being presented, things that are different than the norm, things along something to that effect. Also, possibly letters F, J, maybe letter I as well, and it's a unique sense of abundance and prosperity with some surprises as well going on. Working with other people, letter W yet again. Open communication seems to be a theme as well from what I'm seeing. Many people conversing. Letter E as well. But it's happiness. There's jubilation. It's a jubilant time. We're celebrating. I would say as though if I was reading for a client, like as I've said this before, in this kind of scenario instance with this kind of cup with these leaves, I would say take this also as a reminder, do what you want to do, I'm not telling you what to do, but as a reminder to pace yourself. Because there's just a lot that's involved in this cup already. And I mean, I'll get through the reading. I'm not going to sit here for an hour with all of you and bore you to tears. But for example, we're just here. We're just like right here in terms of the details of what's taking place this week. So with everything that's all that being said in the cup, use this as a reminder to pace yourself through this week. There's going to be 1, 2, 3 instances, especially. I would say maybe even 4, but 3 main ones where things are kind of quieter. So use that quiet time to be as productive as possible. To get anything that you need to get done. I would say by Thursday or Friday, because it looks like as this week unfolds in this situation, especially, it's going to be full on. It's going to be quite busy, maybe even hectic. So take that for what you will. Okay, so let's keep going. Again, abundance and prosperity. I keep seeing it. So there's abundance and prosperity that's being shown throughout this week in different ways, in different scenarios, in different terms of like different levels of significance, whether it's like a really big piece of abundance or whether it's really small. I keep seeing abundance and prosperity being shown. This abundance and prosperity happening around Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. Typically, more likely Wednesday. Likely has a connection with of moving. You may be serious, like some of us, this may apply for some of us, obviously, maybe seriously thinking of moving. Like, I mean, like seriously considering it, like you're looking at postings, or maybe even find a place to live, whatever the case is, but like you're seriously thinking of moving. That's where this abundance and prosperity is coming, is associated with. Letters E, maybe even an F and or E, and G that are involved in that whole scenario. Also with that, there's a stability. There's a stabilizing effect. There's some kind of stability that's associated with that in some way, shape, or form. That in itself is a surprise. I'm not supposed to know what that is yet, but there is a helpful individual who is involved there, and there's also a reassurance is also being indicated with that as well. Okay. There's forward movement, so this looks like a good scenario. Just again, a reminder, so that I keep seeing the same and similar messages: abundance and prosperity, jubilation, we're happy, celebrations. That involves open communication with 2 people. In that instance, though, there's 3 people, but mainly 2 people, someone off to the side as well. unconditional stability. Sorry, unconventional, not unconditional, that too. Unconventional stability. I use that phrase to describe, for example, you paint boxes, sell them online, and you make money. Unconventional, it's unique, but it gives you stability. So there's that scenario or that kind of element that's taking place around Wednesday. Again, small letter version of the letter J, so person, place, or thing, like be a person. Small reminder for self-care. Take some time out for your own self-care, as well as in doing so around Wednesday, that creates a good, lovely opportunity. Nothing huge in and of itself, but it's part of the whole tapestry of what I'm seeing in here. Again, we have opening communication between two people that continues from Monday to at least Wednesday from what I'm seeing in here. Small reminder there for perspective, perception, glass half full versus glass half empty. As we continue further down, let's stick with this whole section because this is the main section that leads into the base. So, but we do have a helpful individual, likely has like a longer face, maybe even a rounder face. I know that may sound contradictory, but longer and a rounder, and they're involved in this whole scenario. Letters E as well, letter E as well, maybe even letter F and or E that are involved in that scenario. Getting things organized. Same and similar messages. Helpful individuals, especially a woman who is an authority or a woman who is in a position of authority in some way. Letter W as well. Around Wednesday, this whole Vanta situation breaks off into two different parts in a way, because at the same time it's a whole event in and of itself, but there's two main parts which take place again around Wednesday, and they sort of branch off. So in the midst of everything happening, there's two sections, and those are that's like the two main areas, or the two line of events, the two main situations taking place, even though they're part of everything else that's taking place at the same time. Everything else is taking place around that same time, Wednesday to Friday. There's a lot of conversations, thoughts, ideas, conversations, things are still up in the air taking place. But those other two main events, those two lines of events, that's where we have a lot of surprises, unknowns, things are up in the air. And yet we know at the same time, we're not supposed to know it right now. But there's like a lot of surprises there. I say the surprises because it's a more of a positive way in my experience than saying we're not supposed to know right now. It sounds better to say surprise, so it's a different way. Two ways of saying the same thing. I opt for the positive way. Okay, so but we're going to continue on. Looking at one of those main lines that goes into the base. This is quite a busy cup. Okay, so let's go down here. What do we have here? Abundance and prosperity. There's communication, communications, receiving messages around that in some way, shape, or form. Likely the letter J is involved. It's a positive scenario, likely letter E as well, and involves working with other people. Specifically, 1, 2, 3, I would say specifically 3 people. But there's also a side abundance with that as well. Another good opportunity, and something else that's really good happening at the same time that's related to it. And that also involves working with a few other different people. Letter V, person, place, or thing, and or E. V and or E that's involved. Again, we have another Scorpio connection around that time. We also have a Libran connection as well in some way. I'm not an astrologer. The spiritualness, the sacredness, this connection with God, universe, source, divine, whatever name or names you want to use, is also being indicated here, especially around Thursday. Again, V and or E, those letters are apparent here around Thursday. I'm gonna say that there's, like, possibly independent thought associated with that, but more so than that, I would say it's unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, companionship. Those qualities are present, and it may be in relation to an opportunity that's being presented at around that time, that in that kind of scenario, we have everything that we need in order for that to take place. We just have to go ahead and do it. Okay. No, I'm running over time here, but I want to be as detailed as I possibly can here without boring you to tears. So let's keep going. Okay. So at this point in time, we're looking at around Thursday to Friday, and we're really not supposed to know a lot. There's more surprises that are being shown in here. Again, around Thursday and Friday specifically. Okay, so going here again, V and or E. V and E is presented, I think, in here twice at around the same time, once specifically, very clearly, significantly. What else can we see that we're supposed to see? Let's see. A more abundance and prosperity. Open communication with someone else who is like an authority figure. Letter Y. Letter E. Lots of letters, lots of E's especially. Working with other people. Partnerships. Really the letter E. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Yeah. There's some connection with a house. So if you are thinking of moving, based on what I'm seeing, it looks like the beginning of the week it's being contemplated. Not quite ready to happen yet, but it is being thought about. And then by like Friday into the weekend, it is happening. Like it looks very, very, very good. Looks very positive, that process. So take that for what you will, but it looks really, really good. Okay. Over here, this other line going down, open communication amongst, I would say, 3 to 4 people, but mainly it always looks the same. There's open communication between 2 people specifically, and either one, in this case, 2 other people are involved as well in some way, shape, or form. Continuing on. Again, thinking of moving, seriously thinking of moving. I keep seeing it. So it looks like this whole contemplation of moving or buying a bath mat or whatever the case is with house is being thought about, forming nicely beginning of the week, and then towards the end of the week it looks very promising, and then towards like the weekend it looks like really good. So keep seeing it in that order. That's really good. Again, letter E, person, place, or thing, like the person in this case, but jubilation, happiness, forward movement, Scorpio connection in some way, shape, or form, and or the letter T is involved as well. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, guardianship, opening communication between 2 people. Always, I keep seeing that. Okay, and then going into this weekend. On a side event here, again, we have E, and T. So again, take that for what you will. People, places, or things, open communication. So now at this point, we're in the base. I'm going quickly going to go up and look at this other main event or situation. It is a lot smaller and a lot easier to read than the main event that we just looked at. It starts off on around Tuesday. Positive scenario, receiving very good things. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, companionship, guardianship, protection. Those qualities, not like, oh, we're in danger, but that's what I'm seeing. Those qualities are being shown. Letter L, person, place, or thing. It's the same and similar letters and messages that I keep seeing repeatedly throughout, which is nice. Sometimes that does happen. Okay, so going on here. Yeah, it's a good scenario. Looks like we're really happy with that scenario around Tuesday, heading into Wednesday, I would say. It does involve a new opportunity that is being contemplated, but also almost ready to happen, but not quite yet as of now, as of later. It does involve abundance and prosperity, and there's like a sense of like running towards it. Like there's really nothing holding us back from it. It looks good. There's nothing really holding us back from it. A lot of communication, things up in the air, discussions, conversations being had throughout this entire scenario as of now for this week in this other secondary event. Letter M, person, place, or thing, and or the letter H and or M. Letter A, lots of letters. Someone with the letters J and or E, that are involved in this abundance and prosperity that's involved with H and or M. Working with other people, new creative projects, making new things, something along those lines. Going on further. Going to sound very repetitive by saying E and L, but there we are. I've seen that again, and or H. And then again, here again, also in this scenario by Thursday and Friday, really a lot of unknowns, really not supposed to know too much right now, a lot of surprises. Okay, now heading into this weekend. I alluded to this before. I'm repeating myself, but we're not supposed to know a whole lot. There's definitely a lot of surprises, things that we're not supposed to know about right now, a lot of working with other people, a lot of that. Abundance and prosperity, again with the letters C and or J and or E. Harmonious scenario. G again. It looks positive. I mean, it looks like a good situation. It's just that we're not supposed to know a whole lot. That's all. Letter J, going for whatever it is that we want to have, not being held back. I'm going to leave it there. I would just say for us to pace ourselves this weekend. That was a long reading. Are you still there? Oh my gosh, that was crazy. It looks like it's going to be a very, very, very hectic week. Let's pace ourselves. Okay, let me go back in the chat and see what everyone is saying. Let me get caught up here in the chat. Please give me a moment to get myself caught up here because I think there's a bit of a lag here whenever I go back and check messages after I'm having turned the computer away for a few minutes. So let me just go here and check. Thank you everyone so much for being here. Okay, just get myself caught up here. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much, ladies, for taking care of the bots and things. Yes, Linda, way to go, mods. Yes, thank you so much, mods. Oh, Boots, great house. Love your eyeshadow. Nicole, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Glad that you like it. Thanks, mods. Thank you, everyone, for helping out here. I really appreciate it. Hey, Deborah. Thanks so much for being here. Good to see you again. Oh, my gosh. Yes, always in divine timing. Absolutely, Nicole. Absolutely, Dragonfly. Thank you, everyone, for being here. That's awesome. Yes, Scorpio. We've seen a lot of Scorpio the past few weeks. We really have in the tea leaves. It does sound like good news for Scorpio. Absolutely does, Gypsy Raven. That was crazy, this cup. Wow. Unique is exciting. I totally agree, Deborah. It absolutely is. And I like reading your comments. That's why I like going live. We all get to hang out. I will be with my sisters this Thursday weekend. Oh, that'll be fun, Gypsy. That sounds like a really Gypsy Raven, pardon me. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Yes, that sounds like a lot of fun. L. Yes, that's interesting. Oh, thank you so much, Nicole. We are in Aquarius. Yes, Deborah. Yes, yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. Thank you so much, Gypsy Raven, for helping out here. Thank you for everyone for helping out here. I really appreciate it. Deborah bought lottery tickets. I have not, but I wish you well. I really wish you well. Work with people a lot. Oh, that's amazing. Good for you. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you. Mods, thank you so much. Well, everyone, thank you so much for all of your help and for hanging out here. That was definitely a longer reading than normal, but I wanted to give it the time that was needed. Well, thank you so much for all of your help. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in there, for chatting amongst each other, and for being here. And for all of your beautiful comments, and for keeping an eye on the chat, as I know you always do. I could never do this without each and every single one of you. I mean that in complete sincerity. So thank you so, so, so much. So happy that you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much. Fantastic, Ria. Thank you. Well, everyone, I thank you again from my whole heart for all of your help and for all of your support and for all of your kind words. I really hope that you have an amazing week. Thanks for hanging out here. Gypsy Raven, that was fantastic. You're very gifted. Thank you so much, Gypsy. We all have gifts. I'm just trying my best to offer my help to other people. That's all. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dragonfly. Dragonfly, hope it's me. I'm hoping for news soon. Well, I wish you all the best. I really do, Ria. Really do. Yes, Lena saying light and love to all. Yes, absolutely. Well, again, thank you again. And I really hope that you enjoyed this tea leaf reading. And I'll be back here again on Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. If I've recovered from this reading by then. No, it's fine. And we'll be reading for 3 members of the audience live. So if you'd like to have a taste test of a tea leaf reading and see what it's like, back here again on Thursday. It's free of charge. It's just my way of saying thank you to everyone. It's a little thing I like to do. So thanks so much, Steve, for all of your help. Yes, definitely good luck, Rhea. And we'll see everyone here again on Thursday. I'll aim to have this posted again by tomorrow, and I'll have the tea leaf reading pictures posted. If not tonight, then for sure tomorrow. So thank you so much. Hope you're all keeping really well. And have a yes, for sure, Gypsy Raven. Have a great week. And I love you all so much. And we'll see you again on Thursday. Mwah! Love you so much. Bye.